Everything in my life changed after I went to my first fruit festival. Being there in real life, meeting those people in real life, absolutely changed the trajectory of my life for the better. Ever since that day, ever since I walked into that room at the Woodstock Fruit Festival, the opening night, the opening ceremony, seeing all the presenters lined up on the panel up there, it's just mind-boggling. It was a very emotional experience. It was almost a spiritual experience. I was in the presence of greatness. I just felt so humbled to be there with all these iconic people who I felt were extremely inspirational for me, and inspirational for others as well, millions of other people. It was like being in a room packed with celebrities, and it wasn't even about their celebrity status. It was just about what they had achieved, what they knew about. You know, these people knew about things that most of the people in the audience were wanting to know. They had experienced things most of the people in the audience wanted to experience, and they were willing to share it all. They were willing to lend a helping hands to everyone in the audience and just give all, tell all. They had nothing to hold back, because they're not celebrities. They're just people who eat a raw food diet. And you go to these festivals and you realize that. So I walked into that room thinking, wow, look at all these, you know, YouTube celebrities, XYZ, ABC, all these big names up on the panel there. And then you hang out with them and you're like, wow, this guy's chill. He's cool. He's got flaws. He's got weaknesses. He's got, you know, he's got little quirks that I have as well. You know, he's got all the flaws and all the things that every guy would have. And then the girls as well, you see the same thing. You're like, wow, she's not as perfect as she seems online. She's real. She's legit. You know, look, she's wearing makeup. You can tell it's rubbing off. Or oh, she's a lot shorter in person. Or wow, she's a lot taller in person. Or wow, she's a lot thinner in person. And wow, she laughs like that. I've never seen her laugh like that. And she's 3D. You know, you see people from angles you've never seen them before. It's really, really cool meeting people in real life at these fruit festivals for the first time. So that was one really, really cool thing about going to a fruit festival. But my life really changed when I left the fruit festival. Because you're at the fruit festival, you're experiencing what it can be like to live with all these other raw vegans and people who are just on the same page. People who don't ask you where you get your protein from. So you're at the fruit festival, you're with all these like minds, and then you go and leave. You go home and you realize, for the first time in your life, you experience the stark contrast of what it's like to then be surrounded by people who don't eat just fruit, or who don't eat vegan. It's mind-boggling to be surrounded by not just your neighbor, not just your mom or dad or something, but just thousands of people in the world who don't understand what it's like to live on just fruit. And having experienced that made me want to like have more fruit festivals, more fruit festivals. I was like, Woodstock, why is Woodstock the only fruit festival? I want there to be a fruit festival every day of the year, you know, Fruit Fest 365. And that was many, many years ago. And now here we are, 7-8 years later, starting the Canada Fruit Festival with my friend Ronnie, who started the UK Fruit Festival. And he got assistance from people who had worked on other fruit festivals. So you come together and you network at these events. You know, you're going to meet perhaps the love of your life at these events, at these fruit festivals. You're going to meet business partners at these fruit festivals. You're going to meet best friends at these fruit festivals. All these have been true for me. And you're going to meet people who feel like absolute family, people who you don't let go of, people who on the last day of the festival, when you say goodbye to, you'll absolutely cry. You'll be like, this sucks. I really don't want to be taken away from my family right now. So it's absolutely amazing the connections you make at a fruit festival in just, you know, a short period of time, just 3-4 days. But people think the fruit festival is about going to this event and then eating just raw food for 4 days, maybe listening to some live music and, you know, hearing some lectures, hearing some talks. But it's about the connections that you make. It's about the connections you make before the talk begins. It's about the connections you make after the talk. It's about the connections you make when you're eating the food. It's not about the food. It's not about the lectures. A lot of that stuff you're going to forget. You go to one of these lectures, you go to one of these workshops, you learn a thing or two, you're going to forget it. You're going to forget it. Unless you recorded that speaker and you went back and then watched that video over and over and over again, unless you took a lot of notes and you studied those notes afterwards. But the thing about going to a lecture is you sit down and you watch, you get talked at for a while, and then you forget absolutely everything. So you won't even remember one word from the damn lecture. Unless you write down notes, unless you record the audio of it, or you record the video of it, and you go back and actually listen to that and actually watch it again. Or if you're actually up on stage, you get brought up on stage to answer a question or something like that, or you're actively engaged, that's a bunch of different stories. So at the Canada Fruit Fest, we're not going to be having so many talks where the presenters go up there and talk for an hour and just talk at you. We're going to be having, I think the longest talk we have is 45 minutes. Most of them are going to be 30-minute talks with 15 to 20, 30-minute Q&As afterwards to get you really engaged in it, to really get all your questions answered. And then a lot of just hands-on workshops. So getting you to get your hands, get your hands dirty. I think Chris Cannell's going to be doing a Banana Commander pudding workshop where you make your own Banana Commander pudding, where your hands, literally hands-on, like your hands are going to be on the bananas, mashing it around. That'll be great. A lot of other workshops as well. I think there's going to be a vision board workshop where people are going to be cutting up bits of magazines and books and newspapers and things and creating their own vision board. Goal setting workshops where you're actually taking a pen and paper and writing down your goals on paper or on your phone, whatever you wish to use. So a lot more hands-on workshops where you are the one being guided to actually to take action, because it's through action that you're going to really see results. But you're not going to take action unless you're in a certain state of being, and this festival provides the sort of energy that allows you to get into those states of being much more easily. So when you walk into a library, your state of being instantly becomes one of like silence and like curiosity and intelligence. You walk into a library, you see all these books, you instantly just walk through the aisles of books and you feel a bit smarter and you feel quiet and calm and you feel like you should be there studying. The library, the environment, the energy in there helps you feel that and helps you enter that state of being. And at a fruit festival, the state of being you're going to enter, it's going to be different for everyone, but one that it's really going to help bring up for you will be one of excitement, one of fascination, one of inspiration, and one of a feeling of just being perfect as you are, and feeling like you're at your absolute best. You're feeling like you're at your peak in life, and from that state of being, the actions that you take, it feels so good. Every action you take at a fruit festival, it feels like, yes, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not missing out on anything. There is no FOMO. When you're at one talk, or you're at one lecture, you're at one workshop, or you're hanging out with some friends, you don't feel like, oh, I'm missing out on that other talk or that other workshop. Wherever you are at the fruit festival, you feel like that's where you're supposed to be. You're in this state of perfection the whole time. It's beautiful. And you're around other people who also feel the same way, so it gets leveled up. So anyways, if you guys want to come to the Fruit Fest, if you guys and girls want to come to the Fruit Fest, you're more than welcome. Early bird tickets are now on sale. You can click the link in the description below to grab some tickets at the early bird price. Price is going to go up June 15th, I believe, so get them now. And I'll see you at the Canada Fruit Fest this summer. If you want to use the code COMEFRUITYOURSELF, you'll save You'll save $100 if you use the code COMEFRUITYOURSELF at the Woodstock Fruit Festival. But for this Canada Fruit Festival, if you use the code COMEFRUITYOURSELF, you'll save 10%. And same with the UK Fruit Fest. If you want to come to the UK Fruit Fest, use the code COMEFRUITYOURSELF and you'll save 10%. Alright, thanks for watching. Peace out. Much love.